Good morning. It is tip-top bright, early thing in the morning, first thing in the morning, and I love getting up this early. I've been up for a little bit, but now it's early time, and it's like early to rise makes man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So the saying goes, and I'm so sick of saying that saying. Regardless, it's amazing, like, what was said, or just regardless, is so much. It's amazing, like, what do you do about, but it's not necessarily the question, like, what do you do about it in terms of, like, trafficking, but, like, yeah, like, absolutely every single individual is guilty. Everyone is guilty. I think that's the best way to look at it. And so, like, Project Rejuvenate is literally, like, one of the greatest ways to inform, inspire, and impress upon that fact, and that's what 2017 was to end it all. So, yeah, it's not in my consciousness anymore, so therefore, there's no feelings of like any other emotion. There's no emotion at all. There's just attachment, or there's no attachment. It's not a divorce, but there's no attachment, because Project Rejuvenate is one of the fourfold projects which I'm the director of. So it's amazing how, like, I don't know, it's amazing, like, how, like, I'm, like, the only one. I'm not just saying, like, I'm, like, the only one, but I'm probably, like, one of the only ones who works on Project Rejuvenate in a creative way. And, it's amazing, like, that it's just in my belt, my plethora. So, yeah, haha, take that. So, yeah, like, I suggest that, well, I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Cool. So that's, like, the main topic. Like, that's really as far as I want to go on it. Like, there's going to be some more creative stuff going on with that, but, yeah, we're just going to kind of hail forward in an excellent way. It's like a peaceful, successful, enlightened revolution. It's not, like, crazy, like, we have no idea what we're doing. But it's not, like, out of control where people are getting maimed and, like, all that jazz. So it's kind of like a happy median. It's best to let it just unfold. Yeah, it's best to let it unfold. And then be reminded as time goes on. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Because, I am responsible for my actions, and that is one of my actions. One of my actions is to end all trafficking. So, I did that in 2017, and it was a success. It's a higher vibrational timeline. And, people don't really want to be trafficked. It's not a good thing. Transformation is a good thing, though. So, it kind of matches, blends in, sort of thing. I am so happy. I woke up early this morning. And I don't remember what my dream was, but I had a really good dream. And my consciousness is upgrading. And, our consciousness is upgrading. So that's good. We are entering the realm of always knowing that we are sovereign and divine. So it's a good thing. But yeah, you can taste the yumminess in the air, the excitement within. Goodness gracious. So much life and vitality. There's so much reason to live, and there's so many good things that I wish to offer, so those things are coming out, being revealed in these positive timelines, and so it is. It's amazing that we can take all this creativity and then expand it to so much more. Like there's no limit, you know? It's just so... Havana is so massive, and just, the Isle of Paradise is just huge. Paradise is large, so, it's something to be excited about. It's, something to protect, something to love. And it's a good thing to protect, accompany, defend, at times, the things that are the being within that is special. The pumps, or the suction, the intersection, I'm very used to that. Very in tune with that. It's like there's a lot of density, and then it just all clears. And the only thing that's there is just the hollow cavity of the heart. The heart, and then just that's it. That's so weird. Well, speaking of weird, pretty weird world that we're in right now, eh? I mean, it's the things that we lead. We lead by example, and we lead by prosperity, or not prosperity, by abundance, and by positivity and joy. So, things are good, life is good, there's nothing to worry about, we got our training in. Definitely I definitely recommend everybody watch Master Chia, in this new broadcast, check that out. Then the new Hypercaine live, I learned to not absolutely freak out. But, it's still pretty lit, it's still pretty chill. That connection is always there, and it's just so cool. I've watched, at least 10 of his videos, and so, it's pretty, pretty successful thing that, we do. You just parallel reality somebody, and it's just a nice thing to do. It's just a nice consideration, just a little nudge, little awareness in that area. It's fun. I've noticed I'm very patient and yet very likely to be a prominent figure coming up in the future. I'm so one with the future. That's just me. I'm so blended with it, so present, so in tune that I'm in joy with it, and then I celebrate it. That's what I do when I speak, because I'm celebrating Project Rejuvenate right now. I was thinking about it all night, or not all night, but it woke me up this morning, just in how diligent I am. But at the same time, it just makes me take a step back and think I should be more focused on what's non-physical, or not non-physical, but I don't know how to say it, the spiritual aspects, because we don't really know what that means, spiritual aspects, until we say things that are soul related and monad, and that's just higher vibrational light, or light that's higher in the chakras, higher chakra. So, it's a different reality sort of thing. I'm so happy. It's early in the morning. And so but back on seriousness, that's the topic that we could be about. We can learn just about ourselves. We could learn about who we are and who we want to become. And that's just how we can process everything that we do. How is this leading me to what I'm going to become? And ultimately it is an aspect of ourselves. So yeah, we attract that to ourselves. I'd say it's definitely one of the most successful industries. Because it has to be. I mean, it just is. So it's good to take it in, just recognize and ingest just all that is from within. Let the body regulate in homeostasis, joy, love, happiness. Deep breaths. Healing sounds. Get to know the chi in the body, the fire chi, the water chi, water energy, water psi. Onyx, water psionics, and fire psionics. This is what I meant by psi. Or chi kinetics. So, yeah, I'm gonna get a podcast soon, and I'm gonna rock this planet. That's what I'm all about. Rocking this planet. So I have a goal, and I want to reach that goal. And, life is good. It's just a magic number. Let's see if my lucky number exists. So I'm pretty happy about life. Life is going right, and I feel like I did the right thing. But that's all past tense. This makes you happy, yeah? Life is supposed to make you happy. Like, life works for you, it doesn't work against you. I mean, come on. Life totally works for you. And the sooner we recognize that, the better off we are. It's just positive segments. It's good to take it in chunks too. It works for me. Well, it works in general, so. The most proper way to intuit, like, inner energy and inner alchemy is just to do it. It's just to breathe. It's simple as in and out, because the diaphragm moves the organs, it pushes the organs, and orients the energies to feel the energies, and then that's just like a solid foundation right there. Then you can just go from the energy that's in the coccyx all the way up to the top of the cycle, the pump cycle, that just rapid cycle, and you can really sink deep in within it. Like, just keep that. Oh, it's called primordial force. Keep that awareness of the primordial force always in the forefront, or primordial energy. And that's something that I've mastered, without a doubt. I can confidently say that I am in tune with the primordial order, with a primordial force. Because, in general, like in life, it's good to go about it, or go about life in ways that you're, more certain of, more aware of. As in, just, taking it more full bodied instead of not doing that. I don't know what the other way of life would be. But, it's good to stay on the narrow path. And it's good to be in tune with, telepathically. That's another ability that we definitely have, all of us together, because it's a higher vibrational aspect, because it syncs in with those who already have it. So you're communicating telepathically with them because it's a part of yourself. And then you're just communicating all on that field, sort of thing. And then we become in tune because we have empathy. And empathy, with other humans, is why we, want to think about healing a certain area of their body, or telepathically communicating to an area of somebody's body, or communicating telepathically. I mean, it's what we do now. So that's something I could do. I did that yesterday, or I did that. If it was a year and a half that went by in 3 hours, but it was literally my head was so clear, and it was pure clouds. My head was so clear, and it was a circle surrounding. It was at the beach. It was very calm, but it was all was all that is, all that is was speaking. It seemed like speaking through me, but more important, it's, oh gosh, it's an energy. I don't know how to describe it. There's no words for it. I remember hearing, I can hear people's emotions. I think it's the best way to describe it, and I can hear what they're saying. If they're speaking as well. And it reaches far. I can just picture it. So that's super pleasant, and this is pleasant. I like doing this. I really do. Because I cherish myself. I cherish myself a lot. I love doing this. I love my job. I love being an acreman. I kind of love talking. I love being in tune with myself. I feel so happy. There's all the reasons to be happy. I mean, we have it's we have family, ultimately. There's a lot of productivity. A lot of life. A lot of it. And so it is. I mean, life is supposed to be full, after all. So, the mosquitoes are everywhere. So I'm going to relocate. And then probably make another video, or I'll just pause it and stand by while I listen to the next intermission, like some intermission music. It's quite a intermission, obviously. Obviously a very good song as well. Just had to definitely for sure make sure that I had bug spray, even though apparently it doesn't work in the Amazon or in parts of Belize or just in tropical areas or islands. I think about that a lot. It's good to think about. It's good to think about, Gaia, but it's good to not think at all. Just have no thoughts. So many secrets. I just need to reveal them all. So many secrets to the heart, to the mind. Sacred mind, sacred heart. Simple as that. Sacred heart. Love is a sacred energy. Love is a universal language. Is a universal light. Or love is a universal language. Light language. That's what I was trying to say. Beautiful. We're becoming more and more interactive with light. Notice my light. My light is just in massive tidal waves of just taking over, and I know that I'm just wrecking everywhere I go. Just totally, Project's vocal earth shake with a shake of my heartbeat, just rocking as hard as I can. Just freaking the bass. It's just so insane. So, the creativity light field that's like everywhere. Like, you can use that amazing music to synchronize yourself with it. And I'm just saying this, like, just, it's on the tip of my tongue, so just saying that, like, the expression of joy is a great philosophical basic understanding in order to just be in presence of one of the ways of becoming, of the I am becoming, of the becoming aspect, and the synchronicity that I think, which is more of an opinion perhaps, but perhaps not, but properly aligning to a category such as sexoanthropology. So that's what I'm all about. Well, one of the things I'm all about. And life just works out. Life is better than we think it is. You can really take it in. You can truly blend in. With nature, make a difference. Rock and shake the earth. Both metaphorically and physically, but most importantly, non-physically. And etherically and emotional-wise. Because that's what it's all about, your emotions. Dude, there's someone in the chat yesterday that was saying that we should go to Pluto. Like, I was thinking about that just now, and I was like, what the heck? Like, in your mind, you're thinking, like, just like, what the heck? But I'm like, yeah, I totally am down to go to Pluto. I'm like, who's down to go to Pluto? My gosh. It's so far out there. But, there's technology to do so. There's transportation devices, and we have the technology to get there. Anti-gravity. Ships, and just, like, stuff like that. I would think we'd need a ship, because it's get that far, instead of just one of those space buses. It wouldn't take 15 minutes on the space bus. It would probably take, I don't know how long it'd take, maybe an hour? Maybe an hour and a half. Maybe 30 minutes. It takes 8 minutes to get to Venus, I think. Or no, it takes 8 minutes to get to Mars. Oh, snap, I don't remember which planet it was. Well, it could just be researched. So, that could be discovered again, and actually used and vitalized. But Corey Good went in one of the vehicles, I think to either Venus or to Mars or to the rings around Jupiter, or to one of the moons around Jupiter, or was it Saturn? I should know that. But anyway, dude, it's just so freaking awesome. And I'm sure Dr. Richard Bowen definitely has some contact information. I believe it was either him or another gentleman that also met with the Andromedans and went on one of their ships. Maybe it was him. I'm not sure. I remember. I should actually have him on the show. I should have him on the podcast, because I think that would be super exciting. I'm just thinking about how cool that is. Like, I'm jumping topics. Like, but I want to combine Richard, like Dr. Bowen, and I want to see Dr. Bowen go on the Joe Rogan show. Because Joe Rogan is like a good communicative guy. I would think that be good with asking him the type of questions that you'd ask, because he's curious enough. He wants to know about aliens, and I think he's gonna have that law of attraction attract abundance to him in his life in some way eventually. It's just gonna hit him in the face at this rate. But anyway, I don't know if it was Dr. Bowen who was in contact with the Andromedans, but I do know that Dr. Bowen has been in contact with, or is aware of, like, Star Nations and other councils, etc. So, I'm obviously all about that. I want to figure out more about that. Exopolitics and the politics of it. That's what I'm really, really into. And I want to make a difference in that field. In that expansion and in that nature. And if I could just personify that just for my presence, then so be it. But it's an aspect of me that's true, and I know is original. Just that ancient part of me that knows that there's something more. And that has that within me. That sounds so cliche, but it's so true. And I'm also very happy that all the mosquitoes are gone. Seems like such a good time to be alive. I mean, how exciting is that to be able to work in that industry? Like, let's just call it an industry. Like, it's the exopolitical age, the exo-anthropological age, the extraterrestrial interactional cooperational things. Or it's just, I don't know why all of a sudden that just downed my energy. But life is worth celebration. Simple enough. My phone is so funny. The charger cord, you have to flip it a certain direction. I didn't know that. Well, so, no, now you know. Using my phone. Very handy nowadays. So glad that I'm able to create this broadcast through my phone. It's very futuristic. Probably has a decent microphone. I should get a better one. Or just a headset, which I do have, actually. I should probably use that. Well, good news is that, when it comes to how sincere that I really want to be, but at the same time still be down to earth, because I feel like that's important. It's really, really a key aspect of life to actually interact in that sort of way. And I'm super excited about Star Nations. And I'm super excited about just being a part of councils that are larger, you know. And I definitely think that Master Chi is onto something, or his masters are definitely onto something, and we now have the anatomy, you know, biochemistry, the West does. So it kind of culminates in Project Hypercaine. The Galactic Society is the Galactic Spaceport. I feel like a planet needs a spaceport, but then again, I realize we don't. Then I realized, like, what in the world? Like, what am I doing here in California, on the surface? It's just like, what? There's so many things out there. Just like, what am I doing here? My gosh. Sincerely, like, come on. Like, I'm just on the surface of the earth, and it's just mesmerizing. Oops. It's just mesmerizing how attuned we are. Like, we should really be responsible for our actions, like, as a planet, and really think in galactic spectrums, and really have technology to really be able to not only... We don't need to... Gosh, dude. I feel like I'm going in circles when I explain this. There's already knowings, like... I feel like it's a knowing. Like, there's already knowings, because it just seems so simple. There's already knowings that we have the technology and communication, but we don't really need to communicate with technology because we can communicate without it. And same thing with just so many spectrums. There's so many spectrums of life that we haven't even touched yet because we don't experience it yet because of the technology that we have, that we don't have, or that we don't use or do use, or haven't even thought about, or haven't collected, and there's just tasks that just haven't happened yet. You know, we haven't returned to center yet. We haven't... Well, actually, yeah, we have returned to center. This is what we do. Like, we become the people that we want to change. Or, excuse me, become the people we want to change. We become... That was funny. I would make a good comedian. I definitely should. I'm looking forward to... Or, I should just go to, like, really start going to some venues and stuff. but I'm digressing. I seriously, like that's what it's about. Like, want to learn about the self, and just study it, and like that's like something that's done on planets too. I bet I feel it within me. Like, it's just, I agree. It's just yes, my body courses and yes. So, just more importantly, when it comes to like a galactic society, there's just so many different, technologies. It's amazing. I realized I actually really like the sound of my voice. I've really started liking it, I think, because it's what I wanted to sound like. I realize it's not what I want it to sound like, but like, I am happy, content with the greatness that is, and all that is. Pretty happy about it. There's only greatness to be happy about. Good news to planet Earth. Lots of good news to planet Earth. It's good just to radiate joy, love, peace, and happiness. That's what I radiate. Well, this is going to be the end of the broadcast. It's been quite lovely and quite pleasant, and I definitely intend to make another podcast, hopefully during the evening. That's just when I usually do it, but I might mix it up some more, just because I can. With lots of love. I love you all, because love is a powerful force. Love you all.